Hey. Charlie. Confirm. All well. Na baba hii nimesema inaitwaje? Magos. Utangi akasemaje baba? Alikaje jamani?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, Samuel,
Hello.
now we can hear you.
You
That is
can
now
hear
better.
me now? Okay, okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So thank you for being here for the meeting. Yes, I'm Samuel Njao. And okay. Come and do that.
I want you to showcase the slides.
Okay. Sit here. Okay, good. Thank you. Tech issues sometimes do happen, but I think now we're good. So this is our first farm training for this year, but it's an online training. And as I said in the beginning, maybe the audio had an issue, but we have had farm trainings on the farm. Last year, before the lockdown, we were at Joy Farm where we held a couple of trainings, practical farm trainings. For this year, we will have trainings, but they'll be online, such as this one. And I thank you very much for having attended it. And we may continue, since it's a very short meeting for today, being the introduction. We need to know the agendas of the meeting and maybe have some little bit of feedback from you as well. So, karibuni. The daily online trainings that we'll be having will be held by experts, just like we have had other trainings. Usually deal with the most reputable experts in the country, people who have made real changes in farms over the years. Some are working for organizations like CAGRIC that is mandated for breeding all over the country. So these sessions will be with dairy trainers, experts, let me say, in the field of dairy farming. Apart from the theory that we'll be offering from this online training, we also need to have practicals. That is, with a few selected farms from the most active members and our partnership farms like Joy Farm, we'll be holding some practicals based on what we're already learning here on the theory. And then we need discussions. As much as we are holding the trainings, which are actually free, we don't charge anything, we need to discuss. You, the farmers, you need to discuss with us, Smart Cow. We also need to discuss as farmers and with the experts. Moving on, we may need to have few rules for these meetings. These rules will help us a lot in moving swiftly and being able to achieve the set goals that we'll be having. So it will be very good for us to always be punctual. We say it's 10, let us all be there at 10. But this is something that we need to hold a discussion with you as a farmer and the other experts. We need to know the best time to be holding these Zoom meetings. As you can see, for this morning, I know We may be having a few farmers who may not be able to attend because of maybe job issues or farm related issues. But with the discussion, we'll be able to know the best time to hold the trainings. It's always very good when you're having an online meeting to mute your microphone, mostly when you have a large gathering online. This will avoid the noises that are distracting, maybe the person delivering the message, or even the echoes that do come out sometime. We have a chat section on SmartCal, and on Zoom, as you can see, we have already started chatting with quite a number of you, and I'm glad you gave me that feedback that you could not hear me, but we worked on it with the tech team around, and we were able to solve that. So it's always good to write down questions that one may be having, on the chat section. Smart Cow has a very good one that we'll also be recording those chats. So it's always good to stay focused when you're learning and avoid distractions. Moving on, these are the major topics that usually have on dairy farming. But as I said, we need to hold discussions as time goes on, maybe through the chat section, to see if at all, maybe there's a topic we're leaving out. Maybe if at all, what we're having here as the major topics, if at all there's something that you need to be having, you need it to be added here. So breeding, maybe if you touch on it briefly, no matter what you do on feeding, health, how well you rear your calf, how well you do your economics, or the amount of input you put in a dairy farm, without a good breed, you can never achieve the set production target. Maybe one example I can give for today is, you see, people who aim at producing a lot of milk quantity-wise, they'll always go for a Holstein or a Friesian breed, of which these breeds are for production of large quantities of milk. But let's say you are dealing with an end market that deals with cheese making, or let's say butter. You see, something like a Jersey breed or some of the indigenous breed will produce a low amount of milk, but the solids present will be very high. So it's always good to know which breed you need for your target market. Breeding is the main thing when it comes to dairy farming. We'll also give you as much information how to select a cow so that you don't get conned along the way, being told by unscrupulous sellers that it's the breed for choice for when it comes to production. Feeding is a very, very crucial topic. And this one we have nutritionists that will be dealing with on Smart Cow that will help us in order to, the breed that you select for it to reach the maximum potential when being fed. Health is another issue that usually comes along. And health is just a matter of, let me say, management, but there are health issues that will need to be dealt with. We have had training sections where a vet comes into the field and trains the farmers, telling them that whatever you're going to come out here with today may make you a vet, but you cannot practice this since you're not registered. So we have very good experts on health as well that have trained farmers, being able to keep diseases away from your farm. And if at all they come along, you learn how to deal with them. Calf rearing is another major topic of interest. And maybe as some of us have already attended several meetings, you may have realized that if you have a very good breed, feeding it well from the beginning is a major issue. If you don't feed the calf well, if you don't take care of the calf health, yeah, if the immunity system develops an issue at an early age, that animal will never meet its production potential. Calf rearing is a major topic that all experts dealing with breeding, feeding, health, economics, and input sourcing will always emphasize on to make sure you have a good start. Maybe to give you just a good example, even on human health, if you had a child who, from the beginning, has health issues, um, maybe getting a flu, disturbances on the immune system, that child never really grows to, never grows like the other children. Children who are vibrant, health is okay. So even for animals, the minute the health is not at its best when it's young and the feeding, that animal will not get to the maximum potential that it has. Dairynomics, this simply refers to the economics in dairy farming. Dairy farming is a business. And being a business, you input a lot of money. You are dealing with a lot of money coming in and going out. So this is a topic. We also have economists among the experts that we have. They will be tackling this. It's usually very good for beginners and struggling farmers. And even if it's a farmer, maybe who is stabilizing, you may need some experiences as well from farmers who are able to manage their economics up to getting to a point that they're peanuts. Input sourcing, that's a major challenge we're having currently. I can see in the groups that we usually deal with, people are asking for cows, where do I get milking machine? Where do I get this feed? Where do I get this? So this one will have an expert covering this, of which I believe the one who will cover economics will also be the best to cover on input sourcing. So the experts are ready. And today being a setup, we'll hold a discussion, maybe on the groups and as well as on the chat section of the Smart Cow app to find out, to discuss and see the best way we're going to move along with this. So let me move on to the next slide. At the end of the day, having covered these topics, or maybe a topic at a time, the ones that are set, we as a company, we need also to have follow-ups, and you, with your permission, we need to follow up and see how much of it you're able to practice, maybe where you're having an issue in practicing what is already set. Plus,
Sijajenga hii mwaka.
what you're doing with another person's doing. That is why classrooms are usually very, very important from an early age of learning, maybe nursery, primary. The minute you put in a class and there's a number one and there's the person coming last, you can always compare what does this number one do that the last person does not do, or what does it take in order to get to that first positions. So we have farms that are using our systems. We have farms that we have gone to do farm trainings on. They help a lot when you're growing as a farm to see where you are, where that farm is, giving you a roadmap of maybe what to follow in order to get there. One thing maybe I've noted over the course of training for myself is that different regions have different strategies for achieving their goals. Even on a global measure, a farmer in maybe New Zealand cannot do farming the same way as a farmer in Israel. There are those basic principles that have to be followed. But what happens is that you need to maximize on where you are, the resources you have, in order to meet those goals. So different farms from the different regions that we have will be used for benchmarking. And what I would really go for right now is to get feedback from new farmers. Knowledge, you can never have a monopoly of knowledge. You always need feedback and information from the other party in order to know the best way to move forward. So I can see we're already chatting quite a number, and I hope the sound got to be managed quite okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. If you're still having a sound issue, you may let me know so that we work on that and make sure the minute we start tackling these topics, all of us are quite audible. And from my side, I think that's okay. Maybe feedback from somebody and see where we are going. And let me see who has raised their hands. At least we have, yeah. Okay, unmute all.
No.
Mhm.
Ask the one who has raised their hand.
Yes.
to unmute.
The person who has raised the hand may unmute. Yeah, so that he or she may communicate to us. Yeah, I can see you. Let me unmute. Okay. Let me.
Hello,
Hello.
are you getting me?
Yes, I'm getting you.
Yeah, I'm Eric Roberts.
Yes, Eric Robert.
Nyariki
Nyariki
Robert
Robert. Yes, Nyariki.
from Nyamira County.
Nyamira, okay.
Nyamira County.
Yes, Nyamira County.
Please let us find a way so that we don't see several pictures. We only see the presenter.
Okay, with me?
From my side, I'm seeing several people in my phone.
Oh, several people. You're seeing several people. Okay.
Several participants. So that is
Yes.
so that we do maybe we unmute from our side so that we have only you around the person who is talking so that we see whatever is being presented.
Okay. That's a good suggestion. I think all the members right now have had that. We'll also set it among the rules that we'll be operating with so that we have only the experts presenting. Yeah. Thank you, Nyariki. Okay, we have somebody else. You may unmute, Alvin. You may unmute so that.
Good morning.
Good morning, Alvin.
Yes, this is my first time to be in this forum.
Okay.
And from what I heard from you,
yes,
as a new farmer, I believe and I trust that it is going to help me.
Yes.
My name is David Kamau.
David Kamau.
I am.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm doing my farming in Kikuyu.
Kikuyu, okay.
And so far so good.
Okay.
The market.
Yeah.
The problem is that we need to do it and do it the good way.
Okay.
I don't know how often we shall be having these trainings.
Yes.
So I think that is something that you need to clarify, whether it is a weekly, monthly, daily.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a discussion actually. Thank you, David. Because this is a discussion I need to hold with you as farmers. We need to have a two-way conversation on this, so that we don't just dictate the time, or we don't dictate a day or how often it could be. Maybe due to resources, we could suggest something, but it's always good if at all you as farmers, you may give us the best time to hold it and how often it should be. So we will hold this discussion maybe on chat section and the WhatsApp groups that we're having. I hope that's okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, David. So we have somebody else. Yeah. Chat section. Okay. Okay. I believe this forum is all starting out. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I think we'll chat later on. Is it okay? Okay. Okay. For my side, this being the setup, I didn't have a lot to say. We just need to find the best way to move forward. At least I've given you the topics that we tend to cover, and further discussion may be held on the groups. And maybe I may also mention that the smart car, this system, maybe just an addition, it's a system that at the end of the day, you see, even on the topics we have held, without keeping a good, okay, without having a good recording system for your farm, you may not be able to track the progress that you're making. So I would urge you humbly maybe to continue using the app, and we'll be able to move forward more swiftly. Actually, for the discussions that we may have today, I would suggest that we get into the app, hold the discussion in the chat section. I'll start it off as the smart car, and then we'll continue from there. Of which the main topic we'll be having for today is on meetings, how often, and which days we'll be having these meetings. So on the charts, let me just see before the session ends. Zoom meeting usually restricts the time for these meetings, but we'll find a more convenient platform to be holding these discussions, because I believe 30 minutes is quite low for covering a whole topic. Yeah. So let me look at the charts and see the question to answer right now. Maybe others may be answered later. So, Florence, can we have Swahili sessions for some of our farm hands who don't understand? Definitely, yes, we'll be having Swahili sessions. Actually, the suggestion I was having from my side, from the team, we may have an English session maybe on Tuesdays, and then on Thursday, the same session being done in Swahili, so that everybody can at least have something. However, for the days, as I said, we need to find the best day, and we'll have that discussion with you in the chat section. Okay, let me see the chats. I've talked to David and will come on. Okay, my sound is working. My sound. Good morning, all. Yes, Walmangi, good morning. I think the major thing was about sound for today, and we have addressed that quite well. So, thank you, and see you on the chat section of SmartCar. Asante. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me edit for today from there. Santeni.